Hello everyone, this is my video about the structure of the sun and stars in general. And if you may notice, I actually found a way to include some music in the background, so maybe that makes this video a lot more interesting to watch. Anyway, this lesson's about the structure of the sun and the star, which goes inside with the lesson about the lifespan of the star, which will go after this video. So, what we plan to do, we will to differentiate and explain the different parts of the sun. So the sun is actually separated into multiple parts, like the Earth, where it has like the core and the mantle, the crust, etc. So the sun has different parts as well. So first of all, what's the sun? We have the picture of the sun to the right. So the sun is, as you can probably already know, it's the center of our solar system, and it provides us with heat and light. And what you may not have known is that the sun corresponds to like 99.8% of the mass of our solar system, and several million Earths can fit within the sun. So just try to think of that, of how big our Earth is, and then the sun is like several million times bigger than that. So what are they mostly made of? They're mostly made of hydrogen and helium. The helium is produced with a nuclear reaction, a fusion reaction, where two hydrogens are fused together to make helium, and that creates the energy of the sun. After a while, the sun can create other elements, but we'll go over that when we talk about the life cycle of the sun, of the star. So the surface of the sun is around 5,778 Kelvin, or also change that to degrees Fahrenheit, 9,940. The mass is 2 times 10 to the 30 kilograms. And like I said before, there's, to be exact, 1.3 million Earths can fit into the sun. So imagine that volume. You know, you can't travel the sun because otherwise you'll be burned and melted to death. Little fact I included, the Pokemon MAGCARGO, apparently it says that its body temperature is 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit. So that makes it hotter than the sun, the surface of the sun. So if this Pokemon were real, we'd probably all be burned to death. Just a little Pokemon fact. That's weird. Anyway, this is the structure of the sun. We're gonna go over these different structures, except probably the prominence, but we're talking about the convection zone, radiative zone, core, the corona, the photosphere, the sunspot, and the chromosphere. The prominence is also known as solar flares, which we'll go over. So the corona, not the virus, but the corona of the sun is the outermost layer of the sun, and it's beneath the surface. So it's not the surface of the sun, it's the layer right below the sun. This is where the flames come from the sun that extend outward, and this can actually reach 2 million Kelvin. So imagine the surface of the sun is only is around 5,000. Just a little bit under the surface, it's already reached 2 million. It's a big difference in temperature. The photosphere is where it's the surface of the sun. That's where the light is radiated out to our solar system. The chromosphere is actually a little bit above the surface. It's that thin layer of gas on top of the photosphere. Think of it like an atmosphere to ours, to Earth's, to the planet Earth. The chromosphere is kind of like the atmosphere for the sun. And as with any object in space, there's a core. The core is the center of the sun, and this is where the nuclear fusion occurs. So where hydrogen is fused into helium. And this is where all the heat and light is produced here. We'll go over more about the importance of the core when we talk about the life cycle of the star and what it means to that. Right after the core is a radiative zone. This is where, as you may have known, light is caused by photons, and these photons move through here, and they pass right from the core to the radiative zone. The convection zone is where the material after the radiation zone cools. This is also where the sun will create sunspots and solar flares. So this is still really hot, but it's also the part where the sun cools even a little bit, but it's still over millions of degrees Kelvin. Sunspots, if you look at images of the sun, it's these little black spots on the sun. This is where the sun experiences a magnetic disturbance. these black spots are a lot cooler than the other parts of the sun. So compared to the surface sun, they're a lot cooler, maybe around 2000 Kelvin. They're still very hot for a human to be there, but it's cooler comparing it to the other parts of the sun. Solar flares is the last thing. This occurs when the magnetic field of the sun just like snaps or breaks, and this causes the explosions that are emitted from the sun. And there's a picture right here, and this happens often, and like I said before, it's caused with the convection zone. So everything related to the structure of the sun. As you know, the sun is a star, so this is also related to the structures of other stars. So this is going to be the first part of the lesson, which also will help you with the mastery assignment for the first part of the mastery assignment. So the next thing I'm going to go over is the life cycles of a star, which will be the next video. All right, thank you, and hope you enjoyed the background music.